Hi dear students, welcome back all of you to the physics online class. In the previous videos we discussed up to the point acceleration of the body, and there you came to know what is the meaning of the instantaneous acceleration and the average acceleration. Average acceleration means what? The rate of change of the velocity of an body with respect to the time, or just you can also say the rate of change of velocity of a body is called the average acceleration. Therefore, in that, so you have taken that average acceleration that is equal to delta V by delta T. Yes, and delta V means what? The change in the velocity with respect to the time. So this I can also write as a V2 minus V1 upon T2 minus T1. This also can be written. This is the average acceleration. And if I apply the limit as a delta T tends to 0 for the average acceleration, that only gives me the instantaneous acceleration. Therefore, we discussed that the instantaneous acceleration is the rate of, or it is the average acceleration as the time delta T tends to 0. It is the average acceleration as the time delta T tends to 0 that gives me the instantaneous acceleration at any given instant, at any given point. Yes, and previous things what we discussed is the acceleration is also vector quantity, the SI unit is meter per second square, and how to represent that by the letter A. Okay, then today I want to explain you about the different, if the acceleration is positive, what it is called, if it is negative, what it is called, if where it is 0 or where it may be perpendicular, that points we are going to discuss. See dear students, let us take one example. An object is thrown. This is an object. I am throwing it vertically upward. What happens here? When an object is moving vertically upward, we know that the gravitational force is always acting downward. Then when it is moving upward, the speed, the velocity of the object decreases, isn't it? Then it is moving opposite to the work, that is the force, gravitational force which is applied. Therefore, during this what happens? If the velocity decreases, acceleration also decreases. So this is taken as a negative acceleration. Negative acceleration. When it is taken negative acceleration, when an object is thrown vertically upward, the acceleration is called a negative acceleration, and this is also called as, the negative acceleration is also called retardation or deceleration. Both we can call it. Or this is also called negative, as I told, negative acceleration. Yes, then the second example I can take, a particle or any body which is falling freely. If it is falling freely, then it is very clear that it is moving towards the earth only. Then its acceleration will be positive because it is increasing its speed, its velocity in a particular direction. Then if the velocity increases, the acceleration also increases. So in this condition, what is the acceleration? It is called the positive acceleration, or simply you can also call the acceleration, right? Then in another type of the example I can observe. So in that, assume here is the bodies which are revolving or rotating around a particular circular path. Yes, I can take one good example of planetary system only. Here is a planet which is revolving around the sun here, right? And see dear students, here the velocity of the body is taken in this direction and the acceleration is always towards which direction? Towards the center of the circular path. Then such a acceleration we called as the what type of acceleration? Centripetal acceleration. The acceleration produced in the body that always acting towards the center of the circular path, then it is called as the centripetal acceleration. Further related to the centripetal acceleration and its formula, everything will be discussed in the next chapter. But just you have to keep in your mind, here the acceleration is, see here, this is acting towards the center, means here is the velocity, here is the acceleration. So remember dear students, both are at a perpendicular to each other. Yes, and here the velocity remains the constant. One more beautiful thing is that here the velocity remains the constant. If velocity is a constant, by the formula, the instantaneous acceleration dv by dt, if I consider, here the acceleration should be 0 if the velocity is equal to constant. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನೋಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಡೆರಿವೇಟಿವ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ 0 ಆಗಿ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ 0 ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಿರಲ್ಲ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೋ ದ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, ದ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್, but at a particular point the direction of that is changing. If the velocity direction is changing, then definitely there exists the acceleration, isn't it? So therefore, if the point is here, the velocity in this direction. If the particle comes here, the velocity is this direction. If particle is here, again the direction. So here what happening? The magnitude of the velocity or the speed may be same. Its direction is changing. Therefore the body possesses the, so no zero acceleration. There exists the centripetal acceleration. Yes, and remember in the derivative there is one particular differential formula. That means if the quantity is equal to 0, then definitely the derivative of that quantity should be, if the quantity is equal to constant, then its derivative should be equal to 0. So in the derivative I can say that the differentiation of the any constant quantity becomes 0 only. Yes, I hope you understood these 3 points. How the acceleration is positive, when it is negative, and when it is perpendicular to the velocity. Yes, and come dear students, let us discuss the further point, that is the position time graph. Position time graph. It is also called xt graph. Xt graph. Yes, what is the position time graph? This is important either for the 1 or 2 or 3 marks, because here we have the 3 types of the opportunities to get the question: by drawing the graph or by giving the so what are the significance or the importance of the position time graph? Sometimes that significance may be asked for the 2 marks, sometime it may be for the 3 marks. Yes, then let me explain you first what is the position time graph. Very simple graph it is, and here I can represent that with the coordinate. Yes, position time graph is defined as the graph between position of an object to the time taken, such that where position is taken along the y-axis and the time is taken along the x-axis. Position is taken along the y-axis and the time is taken along the x-axis, and where the position is represented as a x here. See dear students, you can see that such a graph we call as the position time graph. Position time graph andre enrappa? It is a graph. It is a graph plotted by the position of an object at a given instant time t, such that hengiruttappa idu andre, such that the position of an object is taken along the y-axis and the time taken along the x-axis. This is called position time graph, or simply it is called xt graph. Yes, then let me explain you what are the different position time graphs when an object is moving with the different what conditions, right? So if the object is at the rest, see dear students, now what I am explaining, that is a very important for the point of examination. Sometime they may ask you the question, draw position time graph for an object at the rest. Yes, so the different questions will come, and now I am going to draw that only, the different graph, that is the nature of the position time graph when an object situation or the condition is changing here. Yes, so first I will draw when xt graph, I can write down here, xt graph when object at a rest. When object at the rest, how will be the nature of the position time graph? Here x, that is in terms of the meter, and here is the time, that is in terms of the second. The xt graph when object is at the rest, remember it comes a straight line which is parallel to the time axis. There will be a graph, so xt graph which shows when object is at the rest, that will be a straight line. It will be a straight line which is parallel to the time axis. This is the graph of the object when it is at the rest. I hope it is clear, dear students, right? Then next graph is when object moving with uniform velocity. Yes, if the object is moving with a uniform velocity, draw the position time graph, means its nature will be in this manner. Position along the y-axis, that is taken in a meter, and the time is along the x-axis, that is taken in a second. So the graph comes a straight line passing through the origin. So this is the nature of the graph if the object is moving with a uniform velocity. Yes, and next question, when object is moving with increasing velocity. Yes, if the velocity is increasing, how do you represent that? That is represented like this only. X meter, time in the second. That means when an object is moving with increasing velocity, if the velocity of the body or the object is increasing, then it is very clear it is a positive acceleration, isn't it? So during that I can give the diagram as a, it is increasing. See here, the position of that is increasing with respect to time means if the position is increasing, then definitely the velocity of the body also increases. So this graph represents the diagram of the xt graph when the object is moving with the increasing velocity. And the next one, when object is moving with the decreasing velocity, we can write that position along here and time along here, so that can be given as like this. Sorry. Yes. So this will be the graph. If it is increasing, then velocity also increases. If the velocity decreases, that can be represented like this. And next one, if it is showing increasing in the acceleration, xt graph, an object has increased acceleration. So then here it comes like this, increase in the acceleration. And if the object is having decrease in the acceleration, so that can be represented like this. Yes. So these are what the graphs, that is a position time graph, when the object changes its position, according to that we are drawing here. And out of these, any one will be asked in your annual or the preparatory or the midterm examination, because it is very important. So how will be the question? Draw the position time graph when an object is at the rest, or when object is moving with the uniform velocity, or when object is having increasing velocity or decreasing velocity, or positive, that means increasing acceleration or decreasing acceleration. During that, with respect to that point, you have to draw the position time graph. Yes, I hope it is clear to you all, dear students. Then now the question comes, why we need to study this position time graph. Up to now we discussed how will be the position time graph and what type of the nature of that for the different shape of the object. Yes, and now the question comes, why we discussed this, why we need to study this. Yes, see dear students, whatever the graph we have plotted here, that is showing us particularly that the position time graph helps us. The position time graph helps us to study the nature of motion of an object. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾ ಕಲಿಸಿದ್ದನ್ನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂತ್ರಪ್ಪ, ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಅಂದ್ರ, ಇದರಿಂದ ನನಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಲನೆ ಯಾವ ವಿಧವಾಗಿ ಐತಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಟೈಪ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೋಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಆನ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್. Then with respect to this, we can calculate the instantaneous velocity of an object. ಈ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಗ್ರಾಫದಿಂದ ಏನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಏನೈತಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Yes, and we also can calculate the instantaneous acceleration of the object at a given instant. Yes, here we can also calculate the instantaneous acceleration also. So, like this, the position time graph will help us to find the nature of the motion, the instantaneous velocity and the speed of an object also. Yes, so that also gives the, see, the first significance. How will be the question? So they may ask you for the 2 or the 3 marks, mention or write the significances or importance of the position time graph. Then what are the importances we are discussing here? The first one, it gives the nature of motion of an object. Nature of motion of an object. And this is used to calculate, or it is used to find the instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity of an object. Yes, and this can also gives me the acceleration, that is the increased or decreased acceleration of an object can be obtained by this. And see, dear students, if I consider the second one, when object is moving with a uniform velocity, if I consider this graph, x versus a time graph here, and if any one point, if I take any 2 points on this straight line and draw one perpendicular, that is a right angle triangle here, I can define the slope of the graph. ನೆನಪಿಡ್ರಪ್ಪಿ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಲೈನ್, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಸ್ಲೋಪನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋದು ಕಲ್ತಿರಬಹುದು. ಎಸ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು, ಯು ನೋ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಮ್ ಅಂತ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ. ಎಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? ಟ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೀಟಾಗಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಸ್, ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಗಲ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಎಂಗಲ್ ಟೀಟಾ ಅದ ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿನು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎ ಅದ, ಬಿ ಅದ, ಸಿ ಅದ ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿನು. Tan theta, that means in your mathematics you have learnt the trigonometric functions, isn't it? There, tan theta, how can you define there? That is opposite side by the adjacent side. So m means I can take here AB upon BC. Am I right? And that m is equal to AB means this is the AB. AB related to which quantity here? Position of the object. BC related to which quantity here? Time of the object. Then see, dear students, the slope of the position time graph giving me which quantity? Velocity or the speed of the object can be obtained. Remember, dear students, name the quantity which gives the slope of the position time graph. Means the quantity is either speed or the velocity. Yes, so by this you can also give the fourth point here, the significance of the xt graph. That means the position, the slope of xt graph gives which quantity? The speed or velocity of an object can be obtained here. Therefore, here you can calculate instantaneous velocity or the instantaneous speed also can be calculated by using the position time graph. Yes, dear students, up to now whatever I discussed, this is related to what? The position time graph. I hope you understood the points what I explained up to now. What the points? So here very important, dear students. Then the first question may be, what is a position time graph? What is a position time graph? The graph which is plotted against, the position in which it is plotted, or you can say simply a graph in which the position of an object is plotted against the time such that the position is taken along the y-axis and the time is taken along the x-axis. This is the one point. The second one is the nature of the graph for the different position of the object we have seen. When the object is at the rest, then its nature is different. When object is moving with a uniform velocity, its nature is different. When the object is having increasing velocity, then nature is different. Decreasing velocity, nature is different. Increasing acceleration is different, and the decreasing acceleration is different. Isn't it? Like this, the position time graph changes for the different position of the object. And just we came to know that what are the significances or the importance of the position time graph to study here. Yes, right. Then now let us move to the next graph, that is velocity time graph. Velocity time graph. This is another important type of the graph, velocity time graph. Okay, dear students, and here also same velocity time graph. What it means? The graph in which velocity of an object is plotted against the time taken, such that the velocity of an object taken along the y-axis and the time is taken along the x-axis. See how we discussed the position time graph. Similarly, here also velocity time graph is there. Instead of the position what we are using now, the velocity of an object will be used here. Yes, and the velocity time graph in simple term we can also call as the VT graph. We can also call it as the VT graph. Yes, and see dear students, generally here the velocity of an object, that is in a meter per second, is taken along the y, and time in a second, that is taken along the x-axis. This is the normal representation of VT graph. Then here also, if the velocity of an object is changing with respect to the time, accordingly we have the different nature of the VT graph. Yes, then few of them let us discuss now. What will be the nature of the VT graph if the object is changing with a different velocity? Yes, the first one is VT graph when object moving with constant velocity. See dear students, here object is moving with a constant velocity. That means VT graph can be given as V along the y-axis and here the T along the x-axis. So for this there will be a nature of the graph where the object that is moving with a constant velocity means there will be a straight line parallel to the time axis. Yes, there will be a straight line parallel to the time axis. That is the nature of the VT graph when the object is moving with the constant velocity. Yes, and next question, that is next one graph is the when object is moving with uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration, the VT graph can be given as VT graph can be given as a straight line passing through the origin, that is uniform acceleration of the body. Yes, and if the object has, when object shows it is moving with the uniform deceleration. Uniform deceleration, or you can say retardation. Retardation. Yes, then it shows the nature of the graph like this. So this is a graph for the, so VT graph for when object is changing with respect to the, so it's a velocity. Yes, few more are there, shall we, so that we discuss in the next class. I hope, dear students, whatever up to now I have drawn all the graph, the position time graph as well as the velocity time graph, both are so perfect to you. You have to draw it and send to me. Thank you for watching the video.